through the pack all weekend. They're away now. The final race for the Just Cars Historic Touring Cars. A good start from Lane and Bow, quite equal. White and Wilkinson also side by side as they head down towards turn one. This long drag down to the first corner at Sandown. Bow has the inside line, Lane on the outside in the black machine. Wilkinson slots into third in the silver machine, number 129. Then it's White. Nathan Gordon, the big blue HQ Monaro, number 45, has slotted into fifth. Then it's Wakefield, Stern, Hubbard, Burns. Not the best start there for Hubbard, so he'll be looking to regain some positions as Grant Mundy finds himself out on the grass there in his 68 Camaro. Russell McDowell, the number 5 XY Falcon, starting to climb back up the order after his spin in this morning's race. Good to see John Alessi back out there too at the tail end of the field there on the red number 2 HQ Monaro after not starting this morning. As Hubbard now on screen starts to try and line up a move on Chris Stern in the red and black Ford Mustang number 89. He's looking at Wakefield and Gordon up ahead. Gordon getting sideways already on this first lap as Wakefield looks to put a move on Gordon. The Queenslander, Graham Wakefield, goes up past Gordon. So Wakefield now up into...
Wakefield gets a little bit sloppy in front of Nathan Gordon there, but all turned out quite well. So that's a good little battle too going down the main straight, but John Bow at the moment is doing it pretty good.
Tony Hubbard will receive a 5-second penalty for a breach of start procedure, so he has to put in the big quick laps now to make up that 5 seconds, which will be added to his race time at the end of this race. So we're looking there at Hubbard a little bit wide of his grid box, unfortunately, so he's been slapped.
That's 5 seconds. That's pretty tough, but anyway, that's the rules.
Lucky we don't have car radios because Tony will get a little bit of red mist there once he hears about that 5-second penalty, but you've got to line up exactly in your right box, otherwise they'll come down on you.
Bowers on fire. John Bowers put in the quickest lap, so Bowers not sitting around, so Lane's got to pull something out to pull back the flying John Bow.
We're looking at the battle here for 5th place. Wakefield, Gordon, Hubbard, Chris Stern in the Mustang, Rob Burns in the Charger, number 70, Zizek in the Mustang, the Falcon of Wood, number 41, right up there too, the big red XY Falcon, Brian Wood from Queensland. Whole heap of Queenslanders here this weekend. Great to have them down here, that long journey from up north.
Absolutely.
Look at Jason Humble now starting to put the moves after starting from the rear of the grid. Now trying to line up a move on the second of the Miles Chargers, number 37. That's Craig Miles and that almost fluorescent green Charger. Humble had a distributor issue in this morning's race.
Looks like Jason could be a bit of see his arm come out the window. Did see a bit of smoke, but hopefully all is well with the Mazda of Jason Humble. Previously, he's a giant killer on the like Winton and Phillip Island circuits. Probably not so much here on the big power circuit at at Sandown, but still putting in a fine effort.
Yeah, broke a rotor button, and Darren Hossack, fellow Mazda runner, has lent Jason Humble's team some parts for the Dizzy, so good to see him back out there. The usual camaraderie that we see in Group N historic touring cars, so thank you to Darren Hossack as Rob Burns goes through on the Mustang of Zizak. So Burns now up into a 9th place, the first of the Chargers.
Yep, in the top 10, so which is good, car 70.
Bow down to a 119.98 on that lap. Starting to sneak up on that lap record held by West Australian Paul Stubber, that famous number 31 Chevy Camaro that was set some time ago now.
See, at the moment, Bow is flying.
I'll tell you who is flying, Ben Wilkinson. He's up into 2nd place now on screen there, the number 189 68 Ford Mustang. He's got past Andrew Lane in the 69.
Whether Andrew's got a problem or not, but he's a second lap quicker than Andrew Lane, and now Andrew's coming under a bit of pressure too.
Marty White and the Falcon
White,
sprint.
yes.
So the sprint right on the tail of the big black Mustang, which will probably have the legs down this long front straight. Not that the Marty White power plant under the bottom of that sprint has anything lacking at all.
No, he's really not letting Andrew Lane get away from him. Andrew in car 89.
Wilkinson, a little bit of a brake lock-up. Just got off the pedal at the right time though, so it wasn't a complete flat spot for that front tyre. These cars do not run on slicks. They are basically a treaded racing tyre. You're only allowed to run tyres on a specified list as part of the historic regulations, which these cars comply with.
This is a great effort from White in car 126.
That's an MB car, so a pre-65 machine, Pete.
Yep, he's still really staying in contact with these two guys anyway, second and third. White's back and forth, but he's a contender for a podium at the moment.
At the top of the screen there, we notice Zizak has gone back through on Rob Burns in the Charger, so they're having a great battle over that 9th place, swapping positions lap after lap, as Hubbard continues to push hard to try and reel in the Wakefield Mustang ahead of him. Of course, he has that 5-second penalty hanging over his head, Peter.
Yeah, Hubbard's on a bit of a charger, though. I've just been keeping an eye on him, and he's really got the hammer down as we see them really starting to come onto the back straight now with this fixed camera. It's a great camera angle, actually.
Jervis Warden, the second of the Falcon sprints there, number 26. He's got past the Wood Falcon, so a couple of big fat XY Falcons behind the sprint of Ward. That's Wood in the red machine and Russell McDowell, another Queenslander, in the blue machine, number 5 on the doors with that checkered bonnet. Jervis had all sorts of brake problems in that Falcon sprint over the weekend. Looks like he's got the car sorted now for this final run.
Car 29 has got a bad sportsmanship flag. That's a Jason Humble, so I'm not quite sure why Jason is getting the bad sportsmanship flag. Maybe he's jumping on the curbs. Yeah. Well, someone spun.
Tony Hubbard has spun the Camaro coming onto the front straight.
Because we did know Tony was really on the pace. Whoa!
Jervis Ward has just
clipped Tony Hubbard as coming onto the front straight.
He was right on the exit of the corner there, so Tony was trying to get out of the way, trying to get the wheel straight and get out of the way. Jervis has just clipped him as Chris Stern has gone off, I believe, at turn 1 at a great rate of knots.
And that's very easily to do. It looks like Bow's got a problem too. He's dropped to third, back to fourth. So the problem with the race leader, John Bow now.
Our race leader is Ben Wilkinson as Tony
Hubbard comes back onto the track. Hopefully it's not too much damage. Here comes the Tony Hubbard incident now, just coming. Oh, he's got
on the grass.
Spun, and he's just going to get clipped in a minute. Or maybe not.
Jervis would have just touched him, I think. I do believe that was Stern that we saw go off at a great rate on turn 1. No confirmation of that as yet. But what we do know is this is the battle
yes,
for the lead, folks.
Certainly is.
Wilkinson in the silver number 189 Mustang versus Andrew Lane in the black machine number 89. All to play for now with 2 laps to go. And last lap, in fact.
Side by side, coming down the main straight now, sort of. This is really going to get tight. Looks like Lane's going to have the ascendancy.
Yep, the big 351 Windsor had the legs on the 302 at Windsor, so Lane into the lead, Peter.
Into the lead, and actually he's opened up a bit of a gap on Wilkinson. But what can Wilkinson do in the twisty bits? Maybe he can pull a little bit up on Andrew Lane. White is next. He's sort of dropped off a little bit. Actually a fair bit back in third place.
Bow falling down the order, unfortunately, in the number 44 Mustang.
It's still Lane and Wilkinson. Oh, someone's got a bit of smoke. That could be Hubbard. Yep.
Tony Hubbard, unfortunately, has an issue in the number 24 Camaro, so he already had that penalty hanging over his head. So then the spin that's just gone from bad to worse.
Bad to worse, so his race is basically run. As it's Lane now opened up quite a nice little buffer in 89.
The man that runs Hog's Breath Saloon in Terrelgan joined the category a few years ago, and that a beautiful number 89 Mustang has really taken to it like a duck to water. Took his time to get used to the car. They're not an easy car to race, and has really come through the order in the past couple of seasons, and he is doing very well out in front though. Wilkinson though, not lying down. He's still trying very hard.
Checker flag will just be coming out very soon, and I don't think Wilkinson's going to do it.
Lane takes the win in the Mustang. Andrew Lane, our race winner. Ben Wilkinson, a great drive in the 302 powered 68 Ford Mustang into second place. Marty White.
Yep, just come into view now, Marty White. He'll be third in the Falcon, and that was a good effort. He was right up with him, dropped off a little bit towards the end, but still managed to podium finish, which was really good.
Jervis Waters got past Rob Burns in the Charger, so Ward a very strong run in the final race, and he will cross the line in 9th. There we said a little bit of damage there after the tap with the Hubbards, the Stricken Hubbard machine, so Jervis will be happy with that result. Up into 9th, Rob Burns 10th, just beat home the Falcons of Brian Wood and Russell McDowell. John Alessi will take a finish in the number 2 HQ Minara in front of Gary Feinmore. Next, Darrell Hansen, 68 Trans Am Mustang.
Cool Drive, Penrite and Shannons presents the Phillip Island Festival of Motorsport. Cars from around the world in over 50 races, celebrating 33 years of the Phillip Island Classic. Come and see Tim Blanchard, Jack Perkins, Larry Perkins and John Bauer race, plus lots more. The 2022 Phillip Island Festival of Motorsport. 3 days of non-stop racing, March 11th to the 13th. Head to VHRR.com to find out more. Proudly supported by Cool Drive, Penrite and Shannons.
Facebook isn't the only place that you can support Australian grassroots motorsport with Blendline TV. To see more real race cars, more live events, and more of the racing you love, subscribe to the Blendline TV YouTube channel, sign up to our mailing list, or bookmark and subscribe to our website at blendline.tv. Thanks for continuing to support grassroots motorsport with Blendline TV.